But all right, well, we're going to get this started. So welcome to Dicejunkies. This is the Dicejunkies podcast. We do this every Sunday at 3:30 Central Standard Time. And we normally have Q in here with us, but he is out with the flu, and he wasn't able to come make it to town. So
I believe it's
full-blown flu. Yeah, full-blown flu. I think is what he texted me. So
yeah.
But I am here with our resident artist, miniature painter, board gamer, asshole, Tim Tuttle.
What up?
And you're not sword and board anymore. You're
No. After narrowly avoiding some legal disputes, no, I've now changed to Eldritch Ashes Studios. Check me out on Facebook there, but a lot of everything's going to be coming up on Twitch and here on YouTube. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of different things. If you're interested at all in painting and want to learn how and actually see how easy it is, I'm doing some tutorial videos here on Dicejunkies.
All right. All right. Hopefully we have fixed our connection issues.
All right.
And at least where it isn't as buffering as much. Once again, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm here with
Tim Tuttle.
And I'm Xenodamus. So let's talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
So we saw, right after the last show, we got to watch Doctor Who. Doctor Who was after we got back from a con, we got to watch. It was already been played, so we caught up on some Doctor Who. What'd you think of the new Doctor, man?
So it's the first episode of the new series. I gotta be honest. Pretty much every time I go into a new series of anything, whether it's a new season for a show, whether it's a brand new series, unless it's Marvel's The Inhumans, which I knew was going to be horrible, but I'm not going to give it a full 100% I like it, I don't like it, until after a few episodes. But from this one, it was enjoyable. I liked the story. The writing was still pretty good. We spoke about it a little bit beforehand. I think that they did a really good thing with Stephen Moffat leaving. In the last season.
I definitely think that the series needed a reboot a bit. Yeah. So with him going, I still can't make a judgment on it myself because this is the first episode of a new season. I didn't hate it though.
No.
So we'll see from the next few episodes how it goes.
Trying to because it is still really really fresh. Trying to be a little spoiler free, but
yeah. Talk a little closer to your mic. You're being quieter than me.
A little bit, my bad. Again, trying to be a little spoiler free, but I'm digging the new companions. The grandfather worries me a little bit on what they're going to do with him. Back in David Tennant when he was traveling around with Donna. Donna's grandfather was amazing, and I think they may, you mentioned it before, they may be trying to get that kind of feel again, but it's a completely different personality.
Well, it definitely seems, though, that some people are taking already to the new Doctor. If you follow us at all, we've been at the Gulf Coast Fan Fest this weekend, and I think we saw like 4 or 5
it was about 4 or 5
of the new Doctor and cosplaying and stuff like that. So definitely being taken to heart already.
I was kind of shying away from the new Doctor about talking about her at first because that is like the biggest part. I kind of wanted to get everything else out of the way first, but going right into it, I liked her. I know there's some issues with a whole bunch of different issues brought up about her being the Doctor, but I think beginning personality-wise was really good. Writing for her is really good. A lot of people have said, and I agree to a degree, that she has more of a David Tennant feel in her aspect, but it does look like she's going to be a lot more of like the builder doctor.
Yeah.
Each one was, had kind of their own things. Christopher Eccleston, as far as like the new series goes, Christopher Eccleston was very kind of edgy and gritty. David Tennant was the fighting doctor. He would never back down. Matt Smith was a lot more of the friendly and kind of goofy doctor. I have no idea really what was going on with Capaldi as the doctor, because they went all sorts of different ways with him. But no, she definitely looks like she's going to be the builder of the doctors, which may or may not be a good thing. I mean, for anybody that has seen it, the new Sonic.
Q is in the chat room, and he's talking about dragging the fourth Doctor. Don't drag the fourth Doctor into this. And no, man, like, I'm not even gonna start to compare the new series with the old. Like, they're so different.
No. They're drastically different. You can't really. You can't look at them at the same way. It's like, looking at, for anybody that's familiar with the Dresden Files, it's like trying to compare the books with the TV show that they did. Separately, if you look at them, they're both good, but you can't look at them together because it's completely two different animals. So, but I enjoyed the new Doctor Who. It was not bad. I'm looking forward to see the next ones. Just to see what happens. But
did we actually mention where we're at? I can't remember if we mentioned.
No. We've been predisposed.
Yeah. So this episode, by the way, we're calling it Beer, Games, and Podcast, and that's because we are actually in Biloxi, Mississippi, at the Wayward Kraken. The Wayward Kraken is where you can play games, drink beer, and they'll even let you do stuff like have podcasts here. So,
this place is really cool. I mean, it's got a place for painting for war gamers. It's got the Harry Potter room. They even have a separate podcasting room that we have shunned because we wanted to be out here with the people. And no. If you do come down, you've got to get the food. That was one of the best burgers I've had in a while.
The bartender's mean, though. But no, she's a wonderful young lady.
Yeah.
She made me an awesome beer with coffee and Guinness, and I'm happy with it.
Yep.
So she read exactly what I needed and just served it.
Oh yeah.
So,
but no. Other cool thing about this place, from what I understand, is if you play the game and you like it, you can actually buy a copy of the game.
Yeah. No, this is actually y'all saw us do the Onitama playthrough and review. This is actually where I got that game. Like, I came here a year ago for the first Gulf Coast Fan Fest, and when I came in, they suggested the game to me. I played it, and I was just like, yeah, no, I want this. And so they added it to my tab and gave it to me when I cashed out. It was awesome.
Yeah, I wish it was a different game, but not bitter about losing it all.
Yeah.
But
oh, well, yeah. I can't help you suck at the game.
No.
Or that I'm just that much better than you. Either way, we can.
We'll have to play it again. I don't think I was on my game that night, but.
Well, I just think you met somebody who was a challenge and didn't know what to do.
No. We can discuss that on board game night. No,
Thursday, people, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday for board game nights.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that we were at the con. So let's talk about the con a little bit.
All right, what do you want to talk about the con?
Well, I mean, what do you think about the con?
The con was well organized. It didn't have the attendance I was hoping for. But as media, that wasn't necessarily that bad for us because it gave us the time to take pictures, get interviews, stuff like that without having to wade through crowds.
Oh yeah, no, that was really cool. For the most part, everybody that we wanted to go talk to was super cool about us talking. We did get a couple of really good interviews. I got to talk to Brian LeBlanc, who did all the artwork from Werewolf Apocalypse, the Werewolf Rage card game. He's working on some new stuff with Onyx Path. But here in a couple of days, we'll have an actual interview up with him.
Yeah, and we'll drop that on our YouTube channel. So just be sure to check that out. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
But we met a couple of really cool artists that were there too. One that's actually local in our area.
Oh yeah, Wade.
Yeah, Wade.
Yeah, Wade.
Hopefully we can convince him to come on here and talk, which he said he was cool with doing. So.
Yeah, maybe get him to play some board games with us or something too.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Being the board game guy. But no, I think the only person that we ever actually had any trouble talking to was Roland. And that was just because he constantly had people at his table. Yeah,
Roland Paris, really good artist. If you ever see him at a con or anything, definitely go up there and talk to him. Really cool guy.
Yep.
And we'll possibly get him. We're probably going to try to Skype him in or something.
Yeah, he's a little bit farther away. So.
Yeah. So we may get him on an episode so you guys can sort of meet Roland, I guess.
But the other good thing about this is with the con not having quite the audience turnout was the simple fact that it was easy to get in touch with the cosplayers that were there. There were some really good cosplayers.
Yeah, and we got some really good shots. We actually brought a friend of ours in. We brought a Ren. He was able to take a lot of photos for us and get a lot of footage so we could really get that going. Is this the man here? What's up? How's it going? So just walked in. Oh no, man. We like talking to
you. Yeah.
Oh no, man.
It's family day for me. My son's sick. I'm dragging ass.
Yeah, why don't you come here and have a seat? We'll talk to you, man. We'll talk to you about Wayward Kraken. This is this is an awesome little event.
And everything.
Yeah, no, man. Well,
I'm an asshole. I'm late. I'm sorry.
We allow anybody who wants to come up. So.
Yeah, that'll be great.
But yeah, no, this guy.
It'll be.
This is one of the owners of Wayward Kraken. So thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming, dude.
I'd love to know, since when we got you here, man, what was your inspiration for setting up this place?
We're dorks. I think that's it, man. I think so. I met my business partner.
You're dorks and you like beer, right?
Yeah, like about 3 or 4 years ago, I met Cannon Blue through a mutual friend, and we started playing D&D at her place weekly. And from there, we got to talking about, professionally where we were and what we wanted to do. I was teaching college, and I'd kind of hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
In terms of upward mobility. She had wanted to do a restaurant for a long time. I had been chewing on an idea for a game shop for a long time, and it was a kind of cool opportunity to jump and try this.
Yeah.
So we did about a year's worth of market research, looked around, asked some questions, raised some money.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make a place where it was totally fine for you to come out and break out a D&D screen and have a beer and hang out.
See, that's the thing, guys. For everybody that's out there, you can definitely tell a place like this came from a single D&D game.
Yeah, right.
It starts everything. So.
No, man. So many things come from a single D&D game.
We do learn to play D&D every Tuesday night here,
Cool.
and I tell people all the time, man, like this game will change your life.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It builds really lasting friendships, and it builds character amongst people playing characters, and it's fun to play, and it's super meaningful, and it is mostly responsible for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So, with the, I have to ask because, the food was really good. Did you, were you into any sort of restaurants or anything like that
Nope.
beforehand?
Nope.
Where'd you get your, I know secret recipes and stuff.
Oh,
but
no, dude.
Where'd you get the recipes from?
No, that's all Cannon's work. Cannon Blue,
Nice.
my business partner, she's a masterful chef. She put all the menu items together. She cooked up all the recipes. Our bisque is an old family recipe of hers.
You can tell.
Handed down from a couple generations of grandmamas to babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all her work, man. I tell all the front house staff people, man, I don't even go through that door without her permission.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
I don't do nothing in that kitchen that she hasn't explicitly instructed me to do.
Yeah. No, I fully understand that. I've been to restaurants beforehand, and it's a recipe can make or break you when it comes to food.
Yeah, and we try to build that menu around stuff that you can eat and enjoy while you're playing games.
Yeah.
It's not stuff that you're gonna need a knife and fork and
that's
a doily and a napkin for.
The bisque is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that biscuit's killer.
being an avid gamer as I is
As you is.
I've
always heard about how you is.
The beer is good here too.
Yeah.
But you're always wanting food that you can eat at the table, that you're not going to mess up stuff on your character sheet or like
Right.
on the miniatures that you're playing with and stuff like that. So it's definitely both. It's bar food, but like not messy bar food.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah, we try not to like fry everything.
Yeah.
Try to cook everything up fresh. So we labeled ourselves a gastropub.
Yeah.
And then we tried to just be that.
Yeah.
And to whatever extent we've succeeded or failed. Right, but that's what we're shooting at.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, like I said, anybody who's ever in the Biloxi area, or if you're just within an hour of the Biloxi area, I would suggest coming by the Wayward Kraken, play some games, have some beer, and if you like the game you play, put it on your tab and walk out with
There
it.
you go.
So,
Yep, that's right. That's right.
yeah. So
How was
hey,
the weekend for you guys?
Oh, it was pretty good. Like we were talking about it a little bit before you got here. The numbers were a bit low, but that let us get a lot of interviews and footage and stuff like that. I mean, I hate it for the con, Pensacon who put it on, but for us it actually worked out.
Sure, right.
Yeah. I think it's going to work out for them, like in the future, though, because their organization was there. It seemed like they treated all their vendors and their guests well.
Yeah.
So that really goes far when it comes to building up their package for next year.
Sure.
And now because I've heard that there's definitely been some fallout with other cons in the area.
Yeah.
And
we were talking with Brian Held from Week in Geek last night.
Yeah.
We did our zombie run here last night.
Yeah.
And he was here after the run was over, and we sat down and chatted with him for a little bit. He said much the same thing. Attendance was kind of low. There was a little talk of bad blood, in the community.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that. Look, obviously that bad blood exists.
Yeah.
Right. We're not blind.
Oh yeah.
But the
you guys are the McAnallys, so
yeah, I don't know if that bad blood's enough to account for such a small attendance.
Well,
I'm sure
there's
that storm
some
has
other-
something
that's
to do
the
with
I was
other
about to say,
thing,
I'm
you know.
We also
sure,
had we had Hurricane Michael that hit. We also had. I mean, and not just the bad blood between some of them and some other places, but the bad blood. Like when we were talking about that was, last year we had, one con didn't was basically just coming in trying it out, and then they canceled like a week before the event.
Yeah.
And then the other con didn't get enough people because of this other con.
Mm-hmm.
So they ended up canceling, and we saw on their Facebook a lot of people going, is this con actually going to happen? So they didn't have a lot of people that would even bother traveling down here because it was just like, well, we don't know if the con's going to happen. I don't want to reserve a hotel room and all that stuff.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of that too. We did a podcast here around this time last year with the leadership at Fear Fet, which was
Yeah.
Halloween con that got kind of bulldozed by the threat of Wizard World.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they didn't even have to show up. They just had to say they were coming.
Yeah.
And that was enough to kill Fear Fet. And then when Gulf Coast Fan Fest came in and did their free show, they very much did, like, gather up enough kind of nerd rage in our community to run Wizard World out of town. And for that, I'm pretty grateful, honestly.
Yeah.
But then they didn't leave. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where a lot of that frustration came from. It's where a lot of the frustration we hear comes from. It's a liberation of Iraq situation. We're like, we're coming in, we're going to make everything better, but we ain't never leaving.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's. I think that definitely like I mentioned, it built towards what happened this year, but
it contributed. But there's no way that was the number one thing.
No,
right?
no,
'Cause
no,
all
no,
the dudes that complained about it sitting at my bar also posted selfies from GCF.
Right.
So they went.
well, it's at the same time though. As far as the after party is concerned, I think we can probably blame you guys a little bit on the on it not being so good.
Really?
Hearing about that zombie run that you guys had.
The zombie run was fun, dude. We had a
Yeah.
blast.
I heard that you guys had
Yeah.
a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, I
About
was sort of.
Yeah, it was, dude. That was the scariest event I think we've ever done in terms of logistics on my end, because we kick these events out to Facebook pretty often, pretty regularly, and normally it'll be like, there's 13 people going and 26 people interested.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. This is gonna bring like 20 people in here. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be. We get a sense of it. When we do our big events, like we got Zombie Prom coming up this week.
Yeah.
It might be like 45 people interested and or 45 people going
Yeah.
and 100 people interested.
Yeah.
This had 206 people going and 2,100 people interested. And I had no idea how to react to that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
didn't
no.
even know how to prepare, man. Like,
I heard
if
you guys ran
2,100
out of survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we
Right.
ran
Yeah,
out
had
of
too many
we sold out of
survivors.
Right,
tickets
right.
For survivors, we had plenty of zombie spots left.
Yeah.
And because the disparity was so high, we on the fly came up with a rule that once you were bitten, you could become a zombie.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Well, the problem with that was by the end of the race, there were no fucking survivors. There was like nobody.
Well, that's what you.
There was
want.
no hope of a survivor. It's like, all right, guys, this last leg is a 100-yard sprint. There's 197 zombies, and you two dudes.
Yep.
Good luck, fellas. I'll see you at the finish line. It was over.
Yeah.
All you got to do is run faster than him.
Got to run real.
Well, no, there's
real
190
fast.
something of them.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
There's no way.
that all goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So
It's not like a dragon chasing
No.
you
Right.
where you can trip the other guy. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
yeah, it was just like a mob of people, and then these three dudes are like, all right, they just Butch and Sundanced it right off the ledge and ended the movie. But I don't know that had much to do with GCFF, if I'm being totally honest.
No.
Because
Well,
the
no, that
200
was after the
Bro, the
the
200 or
event
300
closed,
people
too.
that we had in here last night.
Yeah.
Of those 200 or 300 people, man, 190 to 250 of them were brand new faces. People,
Oh, cool.
People that like our regulars were all at GCFF, dude.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah.
They were all over there. It was a whole bunch of new folks.
That's
It was just
awesome.
people I'd never seen before.
Oh yeah, like I said, I think if they continue doing it and they build that trust, I think they'll get a good con going.
Yeah. If I was offering one piece of advice, dude, it's, man, play nicer with the locals. Like,
Yeah.
Because I know a bunch of talented people. Brian was telling me last night. There's a bunch of talented people that applied to be a part of that con that were rejected in favor of dudes from God knows where on earth.
Yeah.
Like, dudes that are doing business right up the street from the con can't play at the con.
Yeah.
Because of this kind of silliness.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you like them. You know, I'm not asking you to like them, but
Yeah.
take their money.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's like
take
what
their money.
it's like what we always talk about. And it doesn't matter whether you're just a patron or you're another business. You always got to support local.
Yeah.
Whoever's local to you, support it.
Oh, no,
and
like
if
we
you're going to be in
have
a new
a-
area,
yeah.
support the local area.
We have a local comic shop in our neck of the woods. We're out of Jackson,
Yeah.
so Vans
is up there, yeah.
Vans is up there. We have a really
Van
tight
doesn't
relationship.
own Vans anymore, does he?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's Travis and Charles.
Okay, I don't know those dudes, but hey,
they're
dudes.
they're really
Yeah.
they're really good guys, and we always push. They even give us stuff to give away on the show sometimes and stuff because we support them.
Yeah, of course.
You should always support local. If you're doing a podcast, it doesn't matter if it's a local podcast or an international podcast. Still support local because the local guys, those are the ones that are going to have your back.
Yep.
It'll create at least a baseline, a bottom.
Yeah.
It'll create a floor for you.
And I mean, you guys are way down here. Hell, we've mentioned you guys several times
thank
on our
you,
show.
man. Thank you.
Well, because we like it. And if we like something, we're going to tell other people about it because we hope they like it.
Yep.
Right, sure.
And if they like it when they come, then they'll go, hey, I'm going to continue to listen to those Dicejunkies guys because they told us
like
about
cool
this
stuff.
cool place we like.
Yeah, man, everything I saw from the con, man, everybody's selfies, all those pics looked dope.
Yeah.
Like those dudes, their con game is on point. Pensacon
Oh yeah,
is
no.
dope.
Oh, yeah, no,
Pensacon
no.
is ridiculous.
Dope.
Yeah.
And so, like, I really do. I was telling these dudes last night. It feels like these cats have come in, and all this bad blood or this resistance to them is foolish, in my view.
Yeah.
Like, because
Oh, no.
what they're doing is dope.
It was a well-organized
Right,
con. Like, if
yeah.
I had anything to say about the con, that's glowing, is definitely their organization.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awesome.
And like I was telling them, I was like, yeah, I know you didn't get the numbers, I know, but I was like, the worst thing for us when we come into a con is when the organization is crap, so the guests are angry, the vendors
Sure.
are angry, the artists are angry, and
Yeah.
you can't get any good content, you can't get any good interviews
Yeah.
because the
Angry
people are pissed off.
Angry people
Yeah.
do not lead to good interviews.
I mean, low
they really don't.
low numbers will make them less angry than organization,
Oh, yeah.
bad organization,
Sure.
And
Good.
I mean, we heard a little bit about, there was a little bit of vendor content when we were talking to them about. It was like, yeah, there weren't as many people as I was kind of hoping, but there's always tomorrow, and
Yeah,
it
they
was
were
still
optimistic.
an optimistic uplift,
That's awesome.
upbeat.
That's great.
Kind of vibe that was going on in the place. But it's with the bad blood, I think that what they did this year, even with the low turnout, did a lot to kind of seed everything because they
Good,
did
I hope
come
so.
through. They came
Yeah,
through.
dude.
They put on some really good stuff. They never they didn't shut anything down from
Mm-hmm.
it. That's as far as we know, which it's currently still going. But they didn't shut down anything early. They didn't start pulling any vendors.
Nice.
Didn't do anything like that. So I think that they've gone a long way to prove that next year they're going to be back. They're going to be doing it again. They're going to want to get people coming in. Hopefully they'll be able to get some more local people.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is it was a smaller con. It was
Yeah.
much smaller than Pensacon,
Sure.
So the number of people that they could get in wasn't as high. I mean, as far as the number of booths, and I do think, they did favor their Pensacon regulars.
Yeah, I think that's, man, and honestly, I don't knock them really for that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's seriously a big deal, but
good bartender.
oh yeah, Cassidy's on point, dude. But man, they rejected applications from folks like real close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one thing to favor the cats from Pensacon.
Yeah.
It's another thing for the only comic book shop in Biloxi to be unrepresented.
No,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
and
going to
that's-
bring in people too if
Right.
you get
That's
to local.
pretty wild,
so.
dude.
Yeah.
That's a pretty wild decision. It's one thing, to favor the Pensacola crew.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing for, like, the most listened to local podcast not being able to promote there.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That will help, fellas. You should probably bring them dudes in next year. Like, bring them in, man. They got followings with dudes that got money, so
Yeah.
bring them in.
I mean,
you
we
ain't gotta like
yeah.
them.
We talked to a
Don't
lot
like
of people that
them.
were working for them. We've told them about the podcast, so hopefully they are watching. And,
Yeah, man. Like, you don't have
Absolutely.
to like
Yeah.
them. Just take their money.
because we're not bashing anybody here, but we'll give
Dude, it's constructive. Dude.
Constructive
Again,
criticism,
I think
yeah.
that con is awesome. It looked awesome. yeah, I think as they move forward, though.
But yeah.
I mean, if they keep, bringing back cool people like Jerome Blake and,
Oh, dude, their
Roland
media
and
guest
stuff
stuff
like
is-
that.
Yeah, their media stuff is awesome.
Well, they're guests stuff.
Yeah, they're media guests, yeah.
Yes, I
okay.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they're media guests.
Oh, yeah.
The
I
dudes
gotcha.
they're bringing in are
Right.
Oh yeah, no, they bring in good quality guests.
Yeah, for
it's-
sure.
It's not like the dude that played zombie number 4 on Walking
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like some of these cons are, dude. Some of these cons
Not
are.
saying that zombie number 4
Hey,
did
zombie
a bad
number 4,
job.
you're my favorite zombie. You're always zombie number 1 to me.
You should
You'll
come for a
always
zombie
be
pub run at some time.
Yep,
Always be
absolutely.
zombie number 1 to me. Zombie number 4.
Oh, so did you watch Doctor Who, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
So did you watch the? We talked a little bit about this before you made it here. You watched the new season.
Yep.
What did you think about the first episode so far?
I think it's fantastic. I'm a fan already.
Yeah.
I feel like
Old school fan or new school or both?
in all reality, it's mostly just post Eccleston.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Cool.
Eccleston's my favorite, one of the new guys.
Yeah.
Oh really, Eccleston?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, just because he's the turn.
Yeah.
Right? He's the turn to a modern Doctor, and I really remember, like, his performance really struck me.
Yeah,
as
no, absolutely.
wild and cool and different and new. And then, I mean, everybody loves the 10th Doctor, but Eccleston already had shown me a modern Doctor, so it didn't
Yeah.
hit me nearly as hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eccleston's my favorite. But I like Jodie, man. I like what she's doing in terms of like being kind of wonky and being kind of like figuring. She's processing her regeneration in a really funny and cool way that I don't think the other dudes did. Other dudes got those like quippy one-liners. She got a whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually, and I was telling him about this. I was like, which I can't judge the show really off the first one. So far, what I've seen, I liked.
Yeah.
But I definitely almost like that Capaldi. Because she's sort of changing her personality throughout the episode.
Yeah.
And like while she was still trucking the Capaldi attitude.
Yeah, what did you say? I was an angry Scotsman
Yeah.
6 minutes
Yeah.
ago?
I actually loved that part. Like
that
I
was
was like,
genius.
I almost wish you stayed angry.
Yeah.
I liked her angry more than.
Yeah.
I want her to be uniquely.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough. I don't think we've seen enough. I think, from first impressions, I've got, high hopes. It sounds like, Zeno definitely has high hopes for it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you kind of have high hopes
Man,
for it. So.
I'm already on the hype train. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I already
I
jumped on.
I'll be
as
honest.
soon
I
as-
was actually going into this negatively. Like
Really?
what I
Oh,
saw,
I
I was
wasn't.
like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, no, I was-
I'm not feeling it. I didn't like the costume, And so
Did you see her on Colbert?
no.
Yeah, she was on Colbert this week. It was her first.
Oh.
It was her first like appearance on American network television.
Oh, yeah.
And she was making Colbert asked her about the top.
Yeah.
Because it's very reminiscent of Tom Baker's scarf.
Yeah.
right? Like he was like, "Is that an homage?" And she goes, "Nah, it's just comfortable." They gave me a big closet full of clothes, and I went, "Give me the ones that I can get into and out of in like 2 minutes. Like that's my costume." She was like, "It had nothing to do with Tom Baker at all. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do." She was like, "Those look nice.
Yeah,
I'll wear that."
yeah.
Not to do too many spoilers, but there's this particular closet that has been referenced several times throughout the season that she wasn't able to go to get her wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I sort of was mad. I was like, man, I wish she could have just walked in there and had that stuff on her shelf,
Yeah.
But
I don't want it to be super homage, man. I don't want it to be like the first female Doctor has to be a throwback to all the dude doctors.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, no.
I want her to be.
it's just you always
entirely new.
knew that there
Right.
was female clothes in there.
Yeah, sure.
Because of
Yeah.
companion stuff. So,
Hey, Cass.
but yeah.
No, I didn't. I just hit it from you.
Yeah, he was warming it up.
Thank you, Cassidy. Thank you, Cassidy.
Oh goodness. So let's see what else we got, man. We got anything else? Somebody mentioned, what was that? The new Mandalorian TV series.
Favreau's thing.
Yeah.
What's else thought us on that? Like
think?
So I've always been a fan of Mandalorians. I love the whole idea of the fact that you see them in the original trilogy.
The chat room says thank you as well, Cassidy.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Cassidy, from the chat room.
But no,
Tip Cassidy, chat room.
that's right. That's right.
Don't just give her your thanks.
Uh-oh.
Tip her.
I have there it goes. For some reason our autofocus went crazy on us there for a second. But
I blame Ren. It's all good.
yeah.
Probably.
But
What are you saying?
no.
Mandos.
Mandalorians. In the original trilogy, the only real Mandalorian that you get is Boba Fett, which they say whether or not there's some debate onto whether or not he's a true Mandalorian.
Sure.
As Blood Axe is currently over there shaking his head, but yeah.
You look so offended.
Yep.
You look so salty about. Boba Fett's a Mandalorian, man. He's a clone of a Mandalorian. It makes him a Mandalorian.
The Boba Fett in the original trilogy was actually someone who bought armor and was a bounty hunter.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but the prequels
right.
tighten all that up for you.
Conspiracy theorist
Oh,
over there.
conspiracy
We got Blood Axe, the conspiracy theorist.
Anyway.
Hashtag Alderaan was an inside job.
Yeah.
No, it's like getting back into the games and stuff along those lines, and looking into the lore of it. Just the Mandalorians were super, super cool.
Right.
It's a
I agree.
group of hunters, and like these guys were the best of the best. Like to become a man, to actually be in part of like. What is it? The master of the hunt, and different things like that. They talk about in the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic and stuff like that. Like these guys are the badasses of badasses. So having a live action thing of that's going to be really cool.
Yeah. The only problem I have with it so far is that
It's on the
my
streaming service?
anti-Disney streaming
Yeah, I was
service.
about to say, is that it's
God.
on the streaming service?
Yeah.
Look, dude, the Disney streaming service is the one that's gonna get me. Like that's probably why I'm vocal and against it, because I know you're gonna get me.
I know.
Like,
I
you're
know.
gonna
No, I
get
agree.
me.
I agree.
Like, dude, the DC streaming service, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck outta
No,
here.
no. I ain't touching that shit.
No way, dude. There's no way I'm paying for Titans, dude. No
Yeah,
way.
no.
Oh God.
No way, man. Even if Titans look dope, it doesn't. Even if it did, it doesn't. But even if it did, it doesn't. There's no way I'm paying for just that.
No. Yeah,
You
no.
know, like but Disney, fuck out of here, dude. I got a 4-year-old. They're gonna get me. Like they're gonna get me. There's no way I'm not busted.
Like I was
by
talking
this.
to one of our other co-hosts, Q, about this a few months ago. I was telling him, I was like, man, all these new streaming services, it's gonna up piracy. Like piracy is gonna go up.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
saw
about
that
2 weeks
report.
ago,
Yeah,
I
I
see a
saw that.
report. Piracy has gone up because of all the streaming
Fired up.
services, and it's just like, that's what I'm saying, you're creating too much. People got away from cable because it was too expensive, and
Right.
nobody can afford to have 10 different streaming services.
Well, no, I don't even know if it's about what you can afford, dude. I think it's about what you're
You're willing to pay for
willing
that
to pay for. Like I think-
content.
Like I cut the cord from cable about 8 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Like we just said, nah, and we'll stream whatever. And my quality of entertainment, my knowledge of pop culture changed exactly zero.
Yeah.
Right? It didn't move at all. I still had a blast watching all the stuff I wanted to see. I could see it all online. But now that online streaming services are becoming just cable channels,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the
yeah,
big
each
thing,
wants to go in a channel.
If you have something unique, and you're putting out quality content, I'll pay for it. Subscribe to YouTube. But if there's
We're free.
yeah, we are free. But no, I mean if you've got quality stuff, I'll pay for it. I'm perfectly cool with that. What I will give to
would you pay for DCEU streaming service?
oh hell no,
Even if Titans look good?
no,
Even if it looked good?
dude, have you seen what else is on there?
No.
That's why. That's why.
And
not
even at all.
Look, I'm a DC. I'm a Marvel fan. You know, I love comics. I love, you know, all this different stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that I've actually seen, you know, haven't actually watched, but I've seen on as far as the DC streaming stuff for their animated.
Q put up a good point though of why you may want to subscribe to the DC streaming service, man. Hooker Starfire.
Yeah.
No.
How you feel about Hooker Starfire?
No, man.
Lot Lizard Starfire, you're not down?
You know, it's perfectly cool. We could just get a Starfire costume to one of the strip clubs that we normally go to, and it'll be fine.
Oh, dude,
That'll be better than the
Bro,
actual
I've
show.
seen better costumes at strip clubs,
Yeah.
dude. Like, that's a really bad like, I really hate it for that actress that's taking all the heat.
Yeah.
Because I bet she's a really talented chick,
Oh,
and
I'm
I
sure
bet
she
that's
is.
why
I
she
mean-
got picked for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I bet she is in a situation where you've got a dude in a suit in a room upstairs that has this idea about what Starfire should be, and it should be, she should look like a fucking, like a trailer trash lot lizard.
Yep.
And then they got this really talented chick to come in here and do it, right? Which really sucks for her.
Yeah. So talking about putting a Starfire costume on a stripper.
Yeah.
This is something.
Ooh, let's.
This is something that so we were in Little Rock, and we were hanging out with Carrie Means, the voice of Frylock, and going to some different clubs and stuff like that. And like every club we went to, he would try to find the management and be like, "You need to do a cosplay night. You need to do a cosplay night." He's like, "I think you ought to do a whole cosplay strip club, but at least a cosplay night. Every time there's a con in your town, you should do a cosplay night." You know, he was just. Carrie really wants a cosplay strip club.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that was also brought up when we went to, you know, the Dead-Eyed place. You know,
yeah.
But, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's not dude. They were soulless. They had nothing left in them. But no, it's not a bad idea.
Man, me and Alex, the front of house manager here, me and Alex have kicked that idea around a couple of times. I think it's a terrible idea.
That's what makes it such a good idea.
I think it would be fun twice.
You
know, I think
could open
you would
up
have a blast
You
with
open
it
up the
2
club
times.
just like right next. You open
and
up
then
the club.
never again.
Yep.
You know, like you'd come in, you're like, dude, Slave Leia's on the pole. That's awesome. I've seen that now.
Yeah.
I'll never need to see that again ever. Like, I don't think it's a bad idea because of any moral thing or any social thing. I think it's a bad idea.
It's a bad business plan.
Money thing. It's like, hey, dude, I'm gonna show you a thing once.
Yeah,
Give me $20. Now go away forever.
But no, man, you
Well,
set
it's
it
gonna
up.
work.
You set it up right next to the Kraken here.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
right across the street from the
right
big old
across from
Catholic
the
church.
Yeah, right across from the
it's gonna
Catholic
work out
church.
Great.
You know,
It's gonna be perfect.
you can have you can start building a rocket and the you know, for when the bell.
All right, you convinced me, man. I'm in. I'm back
there
in.
we go.
I'm back in. It was that easy.
All right, yeah. Monty Python's references. I mean, they get you every time.
Phenomenal.
But yeah.
Boys, I'm
So-
gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
go grab a cigarette
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and get some work done.
Thanks for joining
Awesome, man.
us.
Yeah.
Man, we got a big. We're doing a collaborative D&D campaign right now, which is absolutely killer. It's super
cool.
fun. Something we started doing a couple weeks ago, but we're doing Fantasy Flights, Age of Rebellion,
Yeah.
Edge of Empire, Force and Destiny, all of those tabletop games. But on Sunday nights, the Rebel party meets, and on Monday nights, the Imperial party meets. We did a bunch of like washing over of the rules to make an
That's
Imperial
cool.
player characters. And what these dudes do affect the setting in the Imperial session and vice versa.
That's really
so
cool.
the Empire's
Oh,
playing
really?
an intelligence branch that's hunting down rebel cells, and the rebel dudes are playing one of those rebel cells, and so they're leaving sabotage marks around to tear up
Yeah.
shit. in
That's a great
tomorrow's-
idea.
Yeah.
Rich.
And probably
been super
really,
fun,
really
dude.
hard to pull off.
Oh yeah, thank
Well,
you.
it's been super fun.
Yeah.
Like, I've been behind the screen for about 25 years.
Yeah.
I started doing it when I was 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
I've never had this much fun doing it. because unlike every other time I've ever been behind the screen, the dudes on Monday are the bad guys. I'm not the bad guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I'm not moving the bad guys around.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's not
You're
my bad
moving.
guy.
You're the bad guys for him.
Right.
Right? And so you're making the decisions that move the bad guys. I'm just arbitrating the empty space between, which is, as a DM, much more engaging and much more active. I'm like a player.
So you think that with that, because I've tossed that kind of idea around beforehand with some of my players and fellow DMs.
Man, let me give you this module when I'm done with it.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I'm writing it up, dude. Like,
Dude, that'd be great. Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
hand it to you. Like, it's fucking killer.
So my question is, do you think that there's ever going to be a point where maybe on a long Saturday or something like that, you have both together and they're actually working against each other?
When we first started, so I got a couple of standard rules and procedures for when I'm behind the screen that I try to avoid or that I try to always do.
Right.
One of the things I try to avoid is unnecessary player versus player confrontation.
Right.
Because I think that at the table you should be doing collaborative storytelling.
Yeah. It detracts from the fun.
Yeah, it's fun for one dude at the table, and it's a fucking misery for everybody else.
Yep.
Right, and that's something I think to be avoided. So at the beginning of this campaign that we did, we're running it 6 weeks. I told them, hey man, it's going to be cover to cover. This will be over at the end of 6 weeks, one way or the other.
Yeah.
So hopefully you end it. If you don't end it, I will. And and because of that, we've been able to kind of slalom to and through player versus player conflict.
Okay.
Now we're going into week 4. I'm pretty sure that by week 6 that'll be unavoidable.
Yeah.
So week 6, very well may be all 12 of them in a room together.
You DM 6 at a time?
Yeah.
God, that's what I've been doing. That's rough.
It's fun though, man.
It is.
Like,
it is.
So,
if you've got the good players.
man, I'll tell you, we got some good players.
Yeah.
The Empire is super good. All of the dudes that are on the Empire side are veteran players, with the exception of like one.
Oh, it's hard being a bad guy. Like
Bro, they
actually
caught one
doing
of the
it
dudes.
as a bad guy.
They caught one of the rebels, like one of the actual PCs.
Oh wow, that's cool.
They caught one of them, and I brought him in. Like, hey man, are you busy tomorrow night? I know
Yeah.
it's not your night, but
Yeah.
if you're busy, I'm gonna NPC you.
Yeah.
If you're not busy, you're welcome to come and sit and be a part of this.
Yeah.
And they interrogated him on their Star Destroyer, and he aced all his rolls, and they duffed all theirs. And they let his ass walk off that Star Destroyer, dude. They let him walk.
That's
knowing as
awesome.
human beings at this table, that dude is the guy that plays on Sunday. I know for a fact he's one of the rebels I'm trying to kill.
So do your guys know each other?
No, well, I mean,
Right,
they're in the
right.
community, man. So
Right,
some
right.
of them know each other and some of them don't, but they're not to communicate
So it's
any
two
information.
completely separate groups.
Games, and
That's
and they're
cool.
completely separate plots.
Yeah.
That may or may not intertwine. At the end of week 3, they intertwine by
Shit happening.
dude
Yep.
got caught.
Yeah.
And so I brought him in, and he sat down, and they let his ass walk out of there alive. I couldn't believe it, man.
That is
but
awesome.
but only because
That's
that's what
cool.
the dice said.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
Universally, without any instruction, they refused to metagame that. They're like, hey, man, looks like it checks out, man. You're free to go.
While they're sitting like in their
There
head,
you go.
like,
Move along.
damn it.
This is not the Bothan I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right, and they let him walk.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It
Yeah,
was-
no, dude.
Oh,
I'd love to get that
Dude, I'll put it
afterwards.
together as a module when we're done, dude. The other thing about it is I can't give it to you right now because I don't know how it's gonna.
Oh
end.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
Not
no.
bad guys.
No.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll love to see that. That'd be
it's gonna
great.
be fucking cool, man. Anyway,
Awesome.
I'm actually going to prep for that.
All right, man.
We got the Hoovians coming in here in a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Sounds good.
man. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
thank you
man.
guys.
Yeah, be sure to check out
Check
the
out the
Wayward
Wayward
Kraken in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Appreciate it.
Good beer, good food, good games.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
All right. So, yeah, no, that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. If you're in Biloxi and you didn't feel like coming out to see us, then you should come out for Doctor Who. Doctor Who's going to be they're going to be doing the second episode and the first episode
simulcast,
here.
right?
Yeah,
Like a simul watch or
yeah.
I don't know these.
I tell you what. Well,
fancy words.
before we end this, we got to get one more person up here to join us, because he is a moderator in our chat room. He is he has stood tall with us throughout this adventure. So Blood Axe, will you come up and join us for a second? Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Just slap him a couple of times. Kids will be fine. Yeah. If you get kicked from the chat room, this is probably the guy who will do it for us.
With pleasure.
Haven't-
If you get
haven't
kicked
done it
from our
yet.
chat room,
Yeah.
you deserve it.
No, thanks for hanging with us. We got to hang with you some at the con. We went and ate at what was that place we ate at?
Woody's.
Woody's, man.
Woody's Roadside, very good burgers.
Their cheese balls are amazing.
Cheese bombs.
Cheese bombs.
Yeah.
Cheese bombs.
Cheese bombs. They're really good. They got a couple places down here. They're both really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're building a new one in Ocean Springs behind the original.
What was that place we went to first, though? Like the day before.
Oh man, I don't even want to say.
I do. I want to bash them for how horrible their food was.
McElroy's.
McElroy's.
I warned you about that.
Yeah.
McElroy's.
Yeah.
Don't go to McElroy's.
Don't go
if
to
you're in Biloxi.
McElroy's.
Yeah, McElroy's.
I'm not. I will not pronounce their name correctly.
Yeah.
That's how bad the place was.
The
Yeah,
one in
yeah.
Ocean Springs is a little bit better than one in Biloxi, but
Uh-huh.
the one in Biloxi was just terrible.
Yeah,
I gotta be
that was the
honest,
one
I
we
mean-
went to. It was the one in Biloxi.
The as far as it goes, the waitress, like none of it was her fault. She was great.
Oh no, serving staff was
Serving
wonderful
staff was
to us
wonderful.
and everything.
That food was
The food was crap.
It was bad.
I almost shriveled up from the amount of salt that I had on my food. And I think our cameraman, Ren, who's been traveling with us, I think
Man, their
he almost
chicken
broke
tenders.
his teeth on his chicken strips. I mean, how do you fuck up chicken strips? I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Takes practice.
yeah. They were like frozen, but
Mm-hmm.
were not frozen. It somehow at the same time. It was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, if you want good seafood, it's a little pricey, but the Half Shell Oyster House in Gulfport is really good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
It's right in downtown off 90, so
Okay.
it's a good place to go.
I tell you what.
You want to be here too? Oh wow.
okay.
You want good seafood? Just go ahead and come over to the Wayward Kraken and get their bisque. It's great.
Seafood bisque is amazing.
Yeah. I
It's
haven't
good
tried
if
that
you're
yet.
it's good if you're hungover. It's even good if you're not hungover. So it's a win-win situation.
Yep.
Great burgers here. I love their cheese sticks as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't,
We
I
had
haven't-
all of those.
Yeah,
Yes.
no joke, right?
Yeah, I think everybody had a smile when they were
Yeah.
done eating. So
Yeah.
that's always a good thing. I will say the beer helped.
Yep.
But I mean, when does it
Very
not?
good, very good beer choices.
Yeah. Thanks,
So,
Cassidy.
Yeah.
No.
Good stuff. Yeah, I actually had a Guinness when I came here about a month ago with my wife.
Okay.
You need
Yeah.
to try it with the.
Try it without the wife. It's better.
I can't say that. No. He has to drive me home too, by the way.
Okay.
No, I love my wife. She's as much of a gamer and geek as I am.
Oh well, she keeps letting you watch us, so she can't
Yeah.
be too bad.
Well, she's the one to babysit, so I could actually come hang out with y'all last night.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
So, we've been talking about coming up in Jackson and doing a cast up there with y'all one Sunday.
Oh, that'd
Sweet.
be
No,
great.
that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
no.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Definitely thank you, Blood Axe's wife.
Yeah.
Spend the weekend, do some gaming, some RPGing.
Yeah.
Here's some Soul Calibur. It's on.
Any wife that'll let you do gaming and RPGing and not bitch at you, that's a pretty good wife there. You
No,
know?
you just need
I might need one of those eventually, but I tried once with the whole wife thing. It didn't work out. So.
You need to step it up just a little bit though. Because the perfect one, and I'm not trying for brownie points at all on this one, but the perfect one that's going to go to the strip club with you.
Oh yeah.
The only reason she's
Quit
mad when
bragging.
your friends,
Quit bragging over there. You know?
That's right. I love you.
Alrighty. Well, I think that's gonna wrap us up, man. I think we'll just be rambling on from this point,
Most
which is what
likely.
we normally do anyway. But I mean,
Yeah.
Sundays anyway.
but we
There's just
want
been a
to.
little bit more beer this
Yeah,
time.
we want to drink some more beer, maybe play a couple of games. So we're gonna probably cut this one here, so that we can do that stuff. Thanks everybody in the chat room. I see y'all been really active. I haven't been able to interact with you quite as much as I like to. It's a little hard with the mobile setup. But
thank you, Wayward Kraken.
Yeah, thanks Wayward Kraken for letting us come here and do this.
Absolutely.
And thanks Blood Axe for helping us set it up. Blood Axe actually.
I called him short notice. He said, "Come on, let's do it."
Yeah. I mean, this was put together with about 4 days notice.
Yep.
So.
And they rocked it, man. They rocked it. That's awesome. Yep. So.
But yeah, no. Thanks everybody for joining us, and thanks everybody out there. All of Blood Axe's many children.
It's a little Blood Axe army. You know,
yeah. He brought the whole army to see us. So.
Yeah, their very first con, they actually had a blast. I sent you the lightsaber training.
Yeah, I
they were doing. So.
I guess before we end, I should have asked you how did you feel about the con? Like, did you enjoy it?
Well, my first one was Pensacon, which was a madhouse of people. While the turnout was slow, it was easier with the kids. They were able to interact with Stephen Butler, the artist from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I saw you had some drawings from him and stuff.
Yeah, and what happened was my 9-year-old was basically copying what he was drawing, and the artist liked his version much better than what he had drawn.
Oh, cool.
So he actually pulled his off, signed it to Caleb, and autographed it for him. And then one of my twins got Sonic the Hedgehog, and the other got Spider-Man. So they all walked away with an original drawing from Stephen Butler. So
awesome.
it was
That's
really cool.
awesome.
And then we did the lightsaber training. We met Sam Jones. We got a picture taken with him and autograph. So they actually had a real good time. It was kind of a trial run prior to Pensacon, so I'm debating taking them to that one. But we'll probably have to stay Friday night because the lines to get tickets was 2 hours of wait time. So that's we're not going to do that again.
Well, we'll be dropping footage in between YouTube and Facebook and stuff from the con. So if you guys are interested in seeing some of the booths and some of the people that were there, we got a couple of interviews. Really like the ladies that were doing the art with the graffiti bridge and stuff.
Yeah, that was
from
actually
Pensacola.
really cool story. So.
Yeah, so we got that whole story for you guys. If you want to check that out, I think we're going to post that one to our Facebook. So check that out. Be sure to check out us on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. You can go to Dicejunkies.com, and all the links to all the different places we are is right there on that. So check that out. And check us out here next Sunday, 3:30.
And Thursday for more board games. I think we may be playing Clank this time, or Clank in Space, one of the two. So that'll be pretty cool.
So yeah.
Subscribe. You can even favorite them on Twitter. I get alerts every time that they have a go live going up, so I can instantly log in and watch their stuff. So stay tuned. Don't forget Patreon. Support these guys. That way we can bring these great content off-site and stuff.
Look at that! We got our guest here pushing our Patreon. I always feel bad about it. Like, I hate asking people for money. Like,
I don't give us all your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not cheap to do these things, and especially drive down, stay, hotels, gas, food, just the experience itself. Plus, they don't go for fun; they go for us. Yeah. So we can live vicariously through them. So,
yeah, I mean, we do this stuff because we love it, and we hope that you enjoy it too. And kind of like what you were talking about earlier, you know, if you like what you see here, hopefully you'll be able to see something and go to it next time, or play something next time, or you know, figure out vicariously through us that this is something that you may be interested in.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it. We want to share that. We want to build that culture, build that, you know, that geek culture. So
absolutely.
Cool. All right, guys. We'll take it easy. Thanks for watching. And thanks, like I said, Kraken, Blood Axe, LB, Cassidy for the awesome job keeping our beers full and all that great stuff. All right. Have a good one, and be sure to catch us next time.